Yeah. Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes 10 plus years of experience in Python environment. My experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes. Fine. Fine. Thank you. I got enough confirmation. As part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following things. If you got any general queries, I'll be giving you time for the end of the session. Right. So why Python? Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got great book? Means if you go back like the year 2008 or 2010, or nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python, even it was introduced in 1989. Why all of a sudden Python is suddenly super popular? Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular. Who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python? There are no prerequisites. Anybody can update with Python. Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programmings. I'll just differentiate by taking a task and implementing the task in multiple programming languages. Can check it coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, right? How simple the Python statements. And the two coding wise, not even one fourth coding as compared with other programmings. Very less coding you see in Python. And how it was built by taking the features and advantages from multiple other programming languages. Python was built or derived by taking the features from multiple other programming languages, means some features from one programming, some other features or advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the features and advantages and it was built. Python real-time applications. So before you update with any technology, right, you need to understand what kind of applications are we developing. Python usage. Python usage. Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? Python features as compared with other programming languages. Python comparison with other programming, coding wise, length wise, right? Complex. And reasons why it is super popular. And this job market of Python, current job market of Python, and the scope of Python in the coming years. The scope of Python in the coming years. This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow session, right? I'll be briefing you these things. Why Python? Starting with why Python, I'll define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose programming? See, before Python, there were some programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL. These programming languages are purpose-based languages. Purpose-based. Purpose-based means they are used for a particular purpose, like Pascal for complicated mathematical applications. For complicated mathematical applications. Fortran for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. Means they are used for particular purpose, purpose based, not for all the purposes. not for all the purposes, right? But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming. A language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, we call it as general purpose programming. Means any kind of applications we can develop by using general purpose programming languages. So Python is a general purpose programming where you can develop web applications, automation applications, animation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, embedded applications, desktop applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop that I'll be listing out one by one, right? Okay. Multi-programming. Python has got multi-programming features. It has got a multi-programming features means what all the features we see in different other programming languages, all the features we see in Python. High level language. There are two types of languages. Two types of languages. Two types of languages. Low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages, example of low level language. Assembly level or machine level language. Assembly level or machine level language. These languages, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. They are not portable. They are not human understandable. They are not portable. They are machine dependent. They cannot run. See, not portable means the code you are written, right, cannot be carried from one system to other. And also machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. But if we talk about high level languages like Python, they are easily understandable, human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. Human understandable, they are portable, the code can be carried from system to system, machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. They can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Okay. So Python is a high level language. Interpreted language, interpretation. Python is an interpretation language. Here also you can see two categories of languages. Two categories of languages, right? Compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation example, C language. Interpretation example, Python. What is the difference between compilation language and interpretation, right? If you've got some lines of code, assume that you got some lines of code, 10 lines or 20 lines of code. This entire code executes at once here. In the case of compilation, the entire code executes at once and displays the errors. If you got any errors, it will display the errors. But in the case of Python, it won't execute the entire code at once. Statement by statement, interpretation, line by line execution, which makes the debugging easy. Interpretation, right? So Python is a interpretation language. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language. The user-friendly or programmer-friendly because of simple syntaxes, very less coding it is going to provide. Okay, so general purpose, any kind of applications you can develop, multiple programming languages, features it has got, high level, easily understandable, portable, yes, and machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Interpreted line by line execution and user friendly. What programming features Python has got? What programming features Python has got, right? Just now I was talking multiple programming features. So what features it has got and what we are going to discuss as part of our course. Python has procedural oriented programming features. It has got procedural oriented programming features, right? Example like C language. It has got procedural oriented programming like C language. It has also got object oriented programming features. Object oriented programming features, right? Example of object oriented programming like C++, Java. Features of object oriented programming like C++, Java. Scripting, scripting features like shell script, Linux shell script, right? Similar. And modular programming features. Modular programming features. Example like modular 3. It has got like object oriented, procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented like C++ and Java, scripting like shell script, modular programming like modular 3. Just like C language, you can develop application like C++, like Java, like modular 3, you can develop different varieties of applications. Because of this multiple programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. Two major programming languages which are used in the industry for enterprise applications creation, Python and Java. But if you talk about this Java, the Java developers or Java programmers are restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. They're restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. Means without object-oriented programming, you cannot write a single Java program or an application. But in Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, you can develop different varieties of applications. And Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? And writing automation scripts using Python. And modular programming, Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming, where Python is providing thousands of modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules. Python is providing, right, for different environments. Whatever environment are you are from, either you are from testing or networking or data science or big data or databases, right? From any background, any environment, right? For every environment, Python is providing a module. Using these modules, within that you have got built-in functions. Using that, you can perform that operations. No need to write huge codings, right? Yes. So as part of the course, I'll be discussing procedural oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, scripting and modular programming with Python. So if you see more modules, right, for For every environment, for example, data science. For data science environment, we have got 10 to 15 modules Python is providing, like NumPy, CP, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Skikit-learn, right? So separate modules for every environment, right? Python providing. Even for big data environment, Python has got separate modules like PySpark, right? Yes, separate modules for any environment, even for networking. For networking, not only the module, separate framework Python is providing, right? Twisted Python. Testing or for test cases. For data science, separate for big data, for networking, for testing, right? Even any kind for operating system kinds of activities. The name of the module itself is OS. For operating system kinds of activities, right? By writing Python statements only, performing this OS related, like listing out what is present in a directory, renaming a directory, deleting a directory, or for each and every database, Python is providing a module. Python, if it wants to connect with Oracle database, separate module like cx underscore Oracle, go in uppercase. Using this, like other programming language, it is not that much complex connecting to the database in Python. Just the module and that username and password is enough. Within just 1 minute, you can connect with that databases. Any database, it has got a module. For MySQL, PyMySQL is the module, right? Even for SQL Server, for every database, it is providing a module using which. So as part of the course, I'll show you the installation of database. If it doesn't have the database, I'll be showing you step by step how to download and how to install a database and how to install the module for the database and how to connect and how to perform SQL operations. By writing Python code only, a table has to be created. If you execute the Python code, then go and check in your database whether the table got created. And by writing Python code only, I can insert data. Going after executing the Python code, go and check whether the data got inserted in your database. And I want to remove, I want to remove a record by writing Python code. Everything by writing Python code only, I need to control. Yes, SQL Server by ODBC. Not only this databases, file formats for each and every file format for Excel files. That's got separate modules. I can create a Excel workbook. I can create a Excel workbook by writing Python code. And by writing Python code, if I execute, go and check at the location, whatever you have specified, a Excel file is created or not. And within that Excel file, again, sheet 1, sheet 2, in this way, multiple sheets I want to create by writing Python code. I want to insert data. I want to read data. I want to perform all these operations, right? Not only Excel files, CSV, comma separated value files, JSON files, JavaScript object notation, XML files. The name of the module for CSV, CSV only. For JSON only, right? So in this way, any file formats like PDF, writing a Python code and creating a PDF file, inserting data into that PDF, reading data from PDF. For mathematical operations, math module, and for statistical operations, for statistics, right? We have got separate modules Python has got. And for generating graphs, any types of graphs, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, stack plot, pie plot, any type of graph we can generate using Python. The tomorrow session, I'll be briefing you about some sample snippets of Python, codings of Python. In that, I'll be showing you how to generate a graph with 2-3 lines only, how to generate a graph in Python, right? Couple of examples on this graph I'll discuss in the tomorrow session. You can just observe how simple the statements of Python and also for usage of modules. If I give a small example on this module, I want to find the square root of a number. I will go to the Python shell. This is the Python shell. So for that, I'll import a module called a math module. This is one of the module. Any module you need to import first. And in that, you will have some built-in functions will be available. Later I'll brief you how to see the functions of it, how to use the function. There is a help function in Python to help you with the syntaxes or general format, right? Yes. So within this math module, there is a function called square root. I want to find the square root of this. Math dot square root of 16 gives the output 4. That's it. Within the module, there is a function. You can make use of those functions. So in this way, this is some of those examples. In this way, thousands of modules, 89,300 modules Python has got for different environments, not only for computer applications, for electronics, civil, for all this, right? Python has got separate modules available, right? Yes. So different applications means Python real time. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Today, Python mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed using Python. You may immediately ask from the last 20, 25 years, Java, .NET are mostly preferred in developing web application. Web applications, right? We have got a framework like Django framework for Python, right? For developing applications, web applications, especially Python is providing a framework like Django. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application using this Django framework. It has got many flexible features. It has got its own database like SQLite3. It has got its own application server and maximum like 40% of the code is automatically generated, right? So in this way, many flexible features it is providing because of which at a rapid speed, you can develop web applications. Apart from this, automation applications, automation applications. So automation applications using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps. We can develop automation applications using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps. IoT, the physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data, for collecting data and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? Yes. In a simple way, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? So here 90% of this code or script is written using Python. 90% of the coding written in Python. Data science. I talk about this data science. Data has got experience using data science. We perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. It is a blend of technique. The main technique what we see here, ML, machine learning, right? Machine learning. We have got many ML techniques, machine learning techniques like regression, classification, clustering, recommendation, pattern matching, right? For all these techniques to implement, right? For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. We require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing this machine learning, ML, DL, and this data science, AI related activities, right? Fine. Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming. Java is never preferred for implementing this data science kind of applications. And one more major area where Python is mostly used, big data environment. Today, if you see huge data is getting generated everywhere. If you see the data storage units like KBs, MBs, KBs of data, MBs of data, GBs, terabytes of data, and petabytes of data. Today, data is generated in petabytes. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. So for this huge data storage and for huge data processing, we have got some tools, big data tools available like Hadoop, Spark, hmm, especially Hadoop and Spark for huge data, especially Spark for very high speed processing, processing huge data at quick time, right? Very high speed processing technology, right? It is using implemented using Python. We call it as PySpark. Yes. Apart from this, Python is used in scientific applications. Scientific applications. For that, we have got a separate package, right? CP, Scientific Python. Apart from this, Python is used for numerical analysis. Numerical analysis. For that, you have got NumPy, numerical Python, right? Apart from this, for graphical user interface, for GUI, or for animations, right? For GUI and animations, Python is providing. For graphical user interface or for animations, Python has got modules like PyQt, tkinter. For gaming or for game development, right? Python is mostly used today for developing a single user, multi-user online games, especially for developing games. For developing games in Python, right? A separate framework like Pygame, Python is providing Pygame, and one more like PyCora, one more framework like PyCora, and one PySci 3D rendering libraries for 3D rendering libraries, right? For 3D games, PySci, right? Apart from this, for scheduling tasks, Python is providing Airflow for testing or for test cases. And apart from this, for business applications, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. Even for software development. For software development, software developers make use of Python as the support language. And the hottest application of Python, like database applications, Python, any web application requires a database. Without database, there is no web application. Python can connect with any database. Python can connect with any database, right? Yes. Database applications and web scraping. Web scraping. Extracting data from different websites, harvesting data from different websites. Like for web scraping, we have got like BS4, beautiful soup model, URL. Mm. For networking or network for networking applications for network programming. Python has got twisted Python. Apart from this, for web scraping, for networking applications, for audio and video applications, right? As part of the course also, I'll be discussing. I'll those who go for Python full stack web applications development, right? So even some audio and video kind of applications will be developing, right? For that, already some applications like a Tim Player, C Play are some examples, right, which already got developed using Python. And for embedded applications, the most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. And for CAD 3D CAD applications, for computer vision, for many projects like face detection, object detection, color detections, right, are getting developed using Python. Data analysis. For data analysis, robotics with Python. Even you can see the salary packages for this robotics with Python with huge packages like above 40 lakhs. For desktop applications creations, single user console applications. In this way, many applications, right? It's a general purpose programming, any kind of applications you can develop, I said. These are the mostly used applications, right? Yes. Developed using Python. Just I'll take 10 minutes more. And which companies are using Python? Who are using Python? Topmost applications. Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. Google is one of the best example, right? Google web application. Google is one of the best example. The Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose Python practicality and hybrid features. NASA using Python for its research and development activities. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML. Other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, yes, Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, yes. And the popular OTT platform like Netflix using Python for its security, automation, and for subscription related things. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Massively multiplayer online games. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python. iRobot for military and commercial operations, right? And even like Facebook for hardware testing purpose. Hardware testing, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. See, if you check in the Google, right? Applications developed using Python. You see, Dropbox, Instagram, Spotify, Reddit, Quora, Business, Uber Technologies, and see like desktop UI, web scraping, Netflix, Discuss, InstaChart, AI. So all these are it, many up. Okay. So these are some of those examples, right, where Python is mostly used, mostly. So Python, any kind of applications you can develop, right? And from the discussions what we had till now, right? So reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes it super popular. Suddenly super popular, right? Yes. First thing is very less coding you see in Python. A very less coding you see in Python. Not even one-fourth coding as compared to other programming. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python. They are migrating towards Python because of its less coding and simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. And thirdly, like interactive mode given by Python. What is this interactive mode? You cannot see in other programming languages. Python is providing, right? At the bottom search panel, at the top bottom left corner, right? I am typing CMD to go to the command prompt and type Python, any valid Python, right? If I say enter, the Python version and the Python interpreter gets open. Yes. Any valid Python statements you can type here and you can interact with the Python. Okay. 3 plus 5, 3 into 7, x as 10, y as 5. What is x? What is y? What is x plus y? What is x minus y? Sorry, x minus y. Any valid statements you can type and you can interact. X into y, x into 2, x to the power of 2. This is 10 square. X equal to hello. X into 3 prints for 3 times. X into 5 prints for 5 times. So in this way, any valid Python statements you can type and you can interact, right? Yes. Wait to come out of this. Very less coding, simple syntaxes, interactive mode, multi-programming features, multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programmings we see in Python. Wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed it, all the different types of applications. Many built-in libraries. Many built-in libraries. Yes, where you got 89,300 modules for different environments, right? These are the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. These are the reasons which makes it super popular. Okay, just check in the Google, right? Popular coding language. Popular coding language, right? Just if you see the results for this, okay, the most popular programming language. The Python remains the most popular, mostly used. As next comes Java, JavaScript, and other programming languages. Python, right? Here, can you check Python? Most demand programming languages. Most popular programming languages. Python stands first. Next comes JavaScript and the Java. Most loved, rated, and wanted languages. Python. Next comes JavaScript and other languages. So just top 10 programming languages for the beginners to learn. Python. Next comes Java and other. Most popular languages worldwide. Python, Java, JavaScript. Language ranking by, right? Python is the number one ranked. Next comes the other programmings, right? Yes. Language rank. So this Python number one rank. Next comes Java and other things. Even emerging programming languages by popularity. Python stands first. And if you see the usage of Python in the industry as compared with other programming, you can see the big circle, 31%. So Python has got the features of C++, Ruby, and Java. Right, mostly used. Java 19%, Python 31%. Right. And even if you see that ranking by average salary, ranking by volume of job openings, see Python stands first in this average salaries. Next JavaScript, ranking by volume of job openings. Python and SQL stands first in this, right? Yes. And if you see the jobs for Python jobs you can type. Yes, a lot of demand for Python today. Like lakhs of jobs for Python, right? Check it. 1,86,462 Python openings. Not only this Python, right? Even if you update with Django, right? Python framework, Django. People who know this Django are very, very less. Who has command on this is very less, right? Yes. You see, like thousands of jobs for this the Django jobs. 26,545 Django job vacancies and February. And you can just check what is the course content I'm going to discuss, right? What is this from the ground level to the advanced level? You can see Python basics, why Python, history, applications, features of Python, advantages, versions, installations of Python, flavors of Python, right? Python operations, modes, interactive mode, batch mode, Python editors and IDs, Python constants, Python variables, comments in Python, type conversions, comments in escape sequences, strings in Python, string indexes, and slicing. Operators in Python. Arithmetic operations, comparison operators, logical, shorthand, bitwise, membership, identity operators, right? Yes. Python IDs. Different types of IDs, integrated development environments, right? Installing different types of IDs like PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Anaconda, Prompt, Navigator, right? Yes, different types of IDs. Flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections in Python, lists in Python, tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions, default arguments, non-default, keyword, non-keyword arguments, variable length arguments, Python variables, right? Call by value, call by reference, local and global variables, recursive function, Boolean function, right? Yes. Modules in Python. What is a module? Different ways of importing, renaming a module, reloading a module. Package in Python, errors and exception handling, file handling, writing data to a file, reading data from a file, appending data, different working with different files, object-oriented programming concepts, right? Class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, constructor, destructor, garbage collector, and different modules like regular expressions, RE module for extracting data from the given data, right? Date and time module, operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, and decorators. Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib. Especially these three modules libraries, right? Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. These are the important libraries of Python. If you see as compared with other training sites, um, you won't see these modules, right? But here we'll be discussing in brief about this Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. Even if you got knowledge on this, if you can see, if you go and check in the Google, right, lot of jobs available for this. Just say Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib jobs. See here, 38,929 Pandas job vacancies. And if I talk about NumPy, 1,68,107 NumPy job vacancies. So that's why here you can also just check with this, right? So this, apart from those people, these 30 topics I'll be discussing in brief, right? For Python Core Advanced, right? Where I'll be discussing different models related to different environments and also how to create our own modules, how to create user-defined modules. And people who go for Python full stack, Django framework in brief, web frameworks, the Django installation, project architecture, application creations, the Django admin, the Django models, advanced concepts, and UI technologies also before you go with this Django, right? HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript in brief, right? Yes. And MySQL database. Just observe this, right? Yes. Just a second. Just a second. Right. Yes. Mm. Observe for Python, for Python core and advanced, right? Yes. Nearly 60 to 70 hours, around 2.5 months will be spending. So 5,000 is the course fee for it. It is an offer batch. So you, apart from this Python, if you want Python full stack, Python first UI technologies will be discussed with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. The Django framework nearly for 15 applications will be developing in this. But for this batch, one more framework I'll be discussing, right? Flask framework for developing web applications, right? and MySQL and project. From the topics from 2 to 6, it also takes nearly 70 hours, around 2 months. 7,000 is the fee for that. Python 70 hours, framework 70 hours, totally 140 hours, right? 2 months for Python, 2 months for frameworks, totally 4 months. 5,000 for this, seven, totally 12,000. But if you're taking this entire package with a single payment, it is 10K. Means where you will be getting different like Python core, advanced UI technologies, Django, Flask, MySQL database. Let me make it clear about the timings of this batch. For the first 1 week, it will be at 8 a.m., right? It starts at 8 a.m., but later it will start at 7 a.m. It will be at 7 a.m. First 1 week at 8 a.m., later it will be at 7 to 8, right? The offerings from my side, right? Like every session video, you will be getting soft copy of this class notes, assignments and tasks to build confidence, right? By writing your own code. A WhatsApp group I'll be creating for technical discussion, or if you get any errors, you can take snap of it and post it in the group. Yes, resumes and interview questions, live interactive. All the sessions will be interactive. As it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time, but in normal sessions, for every statement I type, you people will be responding. It was expected results are the output. 300 plus code examples will be discussed, right? And there's one more package, like I also deal with big data engineering courses. In that big data analytics, Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and Python also included in that. This Python 2 months for an advanced, right? Will be included in that. So this one you can attend any of my Python batch, the current batch which you are attending that you can attend, or any other. But these three things, it's a weekend batch. Only on Saturday, Sundays you'll be having the sessions. On the Saturday and Sunday evenings, 12 weekends, 3 months it will be 15,000 is the course fee. This Saturday means at 4:30 p.m. there is a demo. You can check with that, right? Yes. Now, any queries from your side, anyone? Right. So tomorrow also everyone can attend the session, same timing at 8 o'clock, using the same link to see more discussion, right? So we'll be continuing from where we have stopped. Tomorrow, just I'll show you some sample snippets, examples of Python and Python code, and the importance of modules. Yes. Any queries, anyone?
Hey, hi, this is Saika. So how do we need to how can we pay the fee?
Yes, you can see in the chart, right? A big message is given by this DURGASOFT online team. You can see a message like you can see this Python content, full stack web development course content, their contact details of this online team. They have provided three
Mm,
contact details, and they have
okay,
provided the payment details, right? And the bank details, and this Google Pay or Phone Pay details, everything they have, right? Can check with it. If any queries, you can call them, right? They have got three numbers are provided in that. Yes.
okay. So I don't see it in the chat. Would you mind putting it in the chat once again?
One second.
I joined a little late. Maybe that's the reason.
One second.
Yeah, thanks. That helps. And one more quick question. So these will be like through Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday to Friday. Monday
Okay,
to Friday, but sometimes on Saturdays I'll be taking, not all the
okay,
Saturdays, right? So I
gotcha. Yeah.
can see the course content of this Python and full stack, right? I can also check with this course content.
So, like, any prerequisites to enroll this course? I mean, like, I'm into technical, more of on uh, SQL and Linux. So I have coding experience, but not in like Java or something. I have some VB scripting experience. So, like, what kind of prerequisites are for this course?
Okay. See, there is no prerequisites. Anyone with zero programming can update for this. If you see for Java, there might be some prerequisites, right?
Right.
For
Mm-hmm.
Python, there is no prerequisites. So
Okay.
all tomorrow session, just I'll be briefing you right about the same thing, right? People from zero programming or non-programming, right? Anyone can update. The statements look like normal English statements. Tomorrow I'll just take a code, I'll take a task and I'll implement the task in multiple programming languages.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'll show you some generating some graphs in Python, like bar graphs or pie graphs. How
Mm-hmm.
simple, without a zero programming knowledge, you can easily understand every statement of it. There is no prerequisites. Everyone can understand this Python. So even any installations related to the database installations, installation of these modules, installation of these IDs, everything step by step I'll be showing you, whether you can do parallelly along with me. So everything will be dealt. There is no prerequisites for this.
Thank you. That helps.
So this Python content and Python course content, once again, I pasted here, right? You can check with this course content, what we have discussed, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Tomorrow, same time at 8 o'clock using the same link, more discussion on this topic.
Hi,
Yes, yes.
Mallikarjun.
Satish, right? Give me a second. Yeah,
Yeah, Mallikarjun.
yeah, Mallikarjun, 1 second. I'll come back. See, this was a demo session where I was speaking most of the time, right? But in the normal session, right? For every statement I'm going to type, you are going to respond. What will be the output of it? Even if you've got any queries, you will be asking then and there. You can unmute, you can ask through voice. It's a programming language, everything practical oriented. So while building the code, right, you will be responding. There will be much interaction. This is a demo session. Totally, I was speaking most of the time. I was just briefing you about this Python, their applications, their usage, right? So today in the today session, there was less interaction, but in the coming sessions, once we enter into the programming part, for each and every statement I type, you will be responding, right? So everywhere, everyone will be kept in unmuted status only. You'll be unmuting yourself, try to have some headset and try to interact and try to give your responses, right, in the coming sessions. So it's all
Yeah.
will be interactive sessions, right? There is nothing
Okay.
direct
Got it.
to this, right?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And that is one. And Mallikarjun, go ahead with your query, right? Yes.
Yes, actually, you said like we can read and write the Excel data, PDF data, and Word file
Yeah.
data. So
Yeah.
I want to know that we have Google Sheets, right? So can we read and write that data in that Google Sheet?
Yeah. Say one thing. Yes. Okay. Just mute yourself. Huh? Yeah, Mallikarjun, right? So Python is providing thousands of modules for every just now, right? Yes. For all these things, for Excel workbook, as part of the course, I'll be discussing for all this what you have mentioned that Python has got modules for all this, for everything, for this Google Sheets, or this Excel workbook, or CSV, or JSON, or XML, or PDF. For all this, Python is providing modules. With using the modules, we can just extract the data, read the data from it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Actually, I have one query.
Yes, Uttam Kumar. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this Uttam. Yeah. So actually, are we covering the module that is required in like machine learning and the AI? So what are all the modules that
Yes, yes, yes. Especially if you go to people see this data analytics introduction
yeah.
to this data science, I'm recovering as part of this, right? Because people who go for data science and everything, see this pandas, NumPy,
Oh,
numerical Python, Matplotlib. These are all these models related to that.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay. Thank you.
yes, so these things, this last you can see from here onwards. Data analytics, introduction to data science, pandas, numpy, matplotlib. Just now I was talking, right? These three models especially very important. Pandas, numpy, and matplotlib. For this, lot of jobs are there for these three models if you have got knowledge on this, right?
Okay.
This you compare this with other training sites, these modules they won't be covering, right?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So what all the prerequisites required for data science, data engineering, right? Data analyst, everything will be covered in this. And for web applications creations, you'll be getting the entire Python for an advanced knowledge.
Okay. Thank you.
So is this a 1 hour session every day?
Yeah, 1 hour session.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 8 o'clock using the same link. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.